Shalom and welcome to Biblical Hebrew Bereishit. Bereishit, chapter 1, verses 12 through 13. V'totze ha'aretz deshe esev matzriya tzara laminehu ve'etz ose peri asher zaro bo laminehu vayar Elohim ki tov. Traditional translation: and the earth gave forth vegetation, seed-yielding herbs according to its kind, and trees producing fruit, in which its seed is found, according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. V'totze. Traditional translation: and so-and-so gave forth. The vav is a prefix that means and. Totze is a verb that means to lead out, to go out, to exit, to bring out, to deliver. Ha'aretz. Traditional translation: the earth. The he is a prefix that means the. Aretz is a feminine noun that means land, earth, ground, or surface of the earth. Deshe. Traditional translation: vegetation. It's a masculine noun that means grass, new grass, green herb, vegetation, or young. Esev. Traditional translation: herbs. It's a masculine noun that means herb, herbage, grass, or green plants. Matzriya. Traditional translation: yielding. The mem is a prefix that means from. Tzariya is a verb that means to sow, scatter seed, producing, yielding seed, or to become pregnant. Tzara. Traditional translation: seed. It's a masculine noun that means seed, sowing, offspring, semen, or descendants. It comes from the root word zara, which is a verb that means to sow, scatter seed, producing, yielding seed, or to be made pregnant. Laminehu. Traditional translation: according to its kind. The lamed is a prefix that means to or for. Min is a masculine noun that means kind or species. The he and the vav is a suffix. It's a possessive and refers to its, meaning the herbs. The etz. Traditional translation: and the tree. The vav is a prefix that means and. Etz. It's a masculine noun that means tree, trees, wood, timber, plank, stalk, or stick. It comes from the root word atzah, which is a verb that means to shut. Oseh. Traditional translation: producing. It comes from the root word asa, which is a verb that means to do, to fashion, to accomplish, to make, to produce, to work, to prepare, to appoint, to use, to spend, or to acquire. Peri. Traditional translation: fruit. Is a masculine noun that means fruit, descendants, offspring, produce, progeny, or children. It comes from the root word para, which is a verb that means to bear fruit or be fruitful. Asher. Traditional translation: found. Zaro. Traditional translation: its seed. Zara is a masculine noun that means seed, sowing, offspring, semen, or descendants. It comes from the root word zara, which is a verb that means to sow, scatter seed, producing, yielding seed, or to be made pregnant. The vav is a suffix. It acts as a possessive for its, meaning the trees. Though the traditional translation is it's connected to the previous word. In this case, it's referring to the fruit and is a preposition meaning in it. Laminehu, traditional translation according to its kind. The lamed is a prefix that means two or four. Min is a masculine noun that means kind or species. The hay and the vav work as a suffix, and it's a possessive, referring to its, meaning the herbs. Bayar, traditional translation, and so saw. The vav is a prefix that means and. Yar is a verb that means to see, to look at, to perceive, to consider, to regard, to observe, to distinguish. Elohim, traditional translation, God. It's a masculine noun that means God, goddess, godlike one, works or special possessions of God, or the true God. It comes from the root word elo, which is a masculine noun that means God or false god. Ki, traditional translation, it was. Tov, traditional translation, good, is an adjective that means good, pleasant, rich, glad, happy, kind, or excellent. Vahi, erev, vahi, boker, yom, shalishi. Traditional translation, and it was evening and it was morning, a third day. Vahi, traditional translation, and it was. Erev, traditional translation, evening. It's a masculine noun that means evening, night, or sunset. It comes from the root word arav, which is a verb that means to become evening or grow dark. Vahi, traditional translation, and it was. Voker, traditional translation, morning. It's a masculine noun that means morning or break of day. It comes from the root word bakar, which is a verb that means to seek, inquire, or consider. Yom, traditional translation, day. It's a masculine noun that means day, time, or year. Shlishi, traditional translation, third. It's an adjective, in this case numeral, and means three. Thank you for listening. Shalom.